Um, I think we need to acknowledge how good Crystal Palace were today. Like they were, I think, certainly defensively, in terms of the press, they were the best team that we've faced so far this season, and we didn't have any answer, and we didn't have any answer to it. You have to give credit to them, and we weren't ready for it.
Yeah, I
They
actually
were,
completely agree, James. I think Oliver Glasner he pulled Angie's pants down. He did a number. He was quite old-fashioned with it. It was quite crazy gang, but I think a lot of other teams are gonna watch that and say, oh, well, we know how to beat Spurs now.
I think it was very noticeable that when Jefferson Lerma, big tough guy, went off, they had Will Hughes to come on. Like you couldn't get a tougher guy to come on. Like they totally bossed it. They totally deserved it. We weren't ready for it, and it's something we have to learn from.
Shame.
We can't play beautiful football all the time because other teams aren't gonna come along and stop us from playing our beautiful football. And we have to learn to fight, and we ain't ready to do that yet. But that's okay. It's a
James.
process.
James, but why wasn't Spurs ready for that? Because this is not the first time that a team's done this to us over the past 2 years
Well,
on the ranch.
let's be honest. This was the wrong time to blood Mikey Moore as a Premier League start against a tough, grizzled team like Crystal Palace, desperate for a win. That was an awful time to blood him. It was probably a terrible time to also play Maddison and Kulusevski, which I know has worked and has been a really good combination. It's been really good for us going forward. But like we're basically surrendering, certainly the not the work rate, but certainly the fight in midfield for a certain extent. We're letting them have it because they're gonna come at us really hard. Maddison and Kulusevski and Basuma, no way. So I don't think we set up right for the game, like at all. But because, of course, they were they bottom of the table at the start of the game? I know they hadn't won a game.
They were third bottom. Maybe.
Third bottom, yeah, they're in the bottom three.
But they hadn't won a game. And I think, yeah, a lot of people thought we'd just go in and roll them over. But they were when I saw their first 11, the 11 that they had today, when they put it out, I was like, that's a really good team. Yeah. That's a really good team. That's a really dangerous team. And I wondered, how are they so far down the league when they've got, and the three at the back thing, I think that killed us. I think that was really hard. We didn't know what to do with the three centre backs. I feel like that was really hard for us to play against because once we got into the final third, there was never any space. There was never any room.
Classically, James, classically, when you're playing against teams with three centre backs, what you want to be doing is overloading the wing backs. You want to be doubling up out wide, making the third central midfield have to come across both ways. And there was kind of none of that today. Quality. I have to say, I thought Destiny Udogie was as kind of as defensive as I've seen him for a while. Certainly, I remember mentioning it in the first half.
And you need to have quality from out wide. And our best quality that we have is Pedro Porro. And he did try, but a lot of time he had to force it. He wasn't in good positions, and he tried to force it into the box, but he wasn't in a very good position to make a really good crossing. And from the left side, this was not the game for Mikey Moore. He was amazing, especially in the second half in the Europa League against AZ Alkmaar. He was absolutely incredible. But this was not the game for him, and it's just like a shame that we've been itching to see him. But this was not the time to do it against this really, grizzled, tough team that's going to just, nullify him. I mean, it was a terrible watch. The game it was a terrible watch. Not because anybody was not because we were so bad or anything, but it was just like, they just nullified everything we tried to do. They were excellent. And you have to give credit to them. We need to learn how to do better against a team like that.
I agree, James, and I enjoy you saying that it's a process and you're not being knee-jerk, which I appreciate. James, thank you so much for calling in, mate. Really appreciate it. Try and enjoy the rest of your Sunday.